I never saw something like me growing up. Like I went to design school and like, no, there was this weird thing, Jay, where I get to RISD, the Rhode Island School of Design, and there was this obsession about getting design in the boardroom. And Joe and I were like so like audacious. We thought, why should design be in the boardroom? We can run the boardroom. But of course, like designers, the people never thought started companies. And there's an old saying, art is a question of the problem in the world and design is the answer. And Joe and I wanted to seek answers to problems in the world. And one answer was we can't pay rent, so we created this thing called air bed and breakfast, air beds instead of beds for air bed and breakfast. But ultimately, you know, I think a business person, I am a business person ostensibly, but I think a business person's goal is to make money and a designer's goal is to solve a problem. And of course, I'm doing both. I probably sit at the intersection, but I don't get out of bed every day to make money. I get out of bed every day to like design something amazing. And of course, I can pay money, I can fund it. And that's just a kind of motivation. And that probably can keep me going for a really, really long time. And I find that a lot of companies, they get really cold as they get big. That you start something for love. You're the customer. You talk to the customers. And at some point, the company grows. And you start with the head and the heart. You're like putting your love into it. You're intuitive. No startup is data oriented because there is no data. If you have an idea, there is no data. So you go off your intuition. You do something because you believe in it. And then at some point you get so big, the company gets financialized. There's a lot more data. And you start making decisions with the heart and now with the head and one side of your head. And you look at the Fortune 500, how many CEOs in the Fortune 500 are truly like, have any creative background whatsoever, identify as creatives? Almost none. Okay, how many boards? There's 12 members on average of a Fortune 500 board. That's like probably 6,000 members in the Fortune 500. How many boards have like creative people? Not many. How many executive teams have it? And so I guess the question is like, there's nothing wrong with the scientific method. There's nothing wrong, it's great. But we talk about diversity a lot in corporate America. There's a type of diversity we need. A diversity of artists and scientists, of head and heart. You need all those things to solve the biggest problems today. And if Airbnb could be viewed as like a design-driven company, like the world's biggest RISD project that just never stopped, you know, a company with like a sense of a spirit, a sense, you know, our logo is like an inverted heart. It was meant to be this idea almost of this like beating heart, like this lifeblood that would flow through the community. And I'm not saying we do all that. That might be an ideal that we've never gotten to.
But you can.
But we can, or we'll die trying.